Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
और किसके सुनिए यार, हमारा एक सच्चा साथी है मिर्ची एफएम लंबा साथी.
I love Mirchi FM. It's so hot.
देखे में लाल लाल, खाए में हाय हाय. Tangi taupa में Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singatoka, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva. It's hot.
हम इंग्लिश लंबासा में रहता है, तो क्या बताइए हम मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है.
Mirchi FM, बहुत जुलूम जुलूम.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
In this bulletin, another life lost in a fire. Prime Minister says winning the elections will be a bonus. And Ministerial Contact Group calls for political parties' inclusion in electoral process. Good evening and welcome to FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Another life has been lost in a fire just less than 24 hours after a toddler died in a similar incident. Shireen Latta reports a 17-year-old student was trapped inside their burning home in Vanga outside Suva early this morning.
Sanesh Kumar's family is still finding it hard to believe that they have lost their son. Irene Kumar, Sanesh's aunt, was the last person to spend time with him before the tragic incident occurred. Kumar says she never thought that could be the last time she saw her nephew alive.
I was with him last night until 12. He told me that he is sleepy, so I said okay. We switched off all the appliances and I came back to my house. My husband asked me about Sanesh and I said he went to bed. That's why I came, and his father was about to return home soon too.
Sanesh's father, Salesh Kumar, had just returned from his neighbor's place when the incident occurred. He sustained burns while trying to save his son.
This morning at around about 0400 hours, a call was received that there was a property on fire at Wailea settlement, and by the time the teams arrived at the scene, a two-bedroom corrugated iron house with a wooden floor was engulfed with flames, and part of the building had collapsed, especially the porch area.
The National Fire Authority is still trying to determine how the fire started.
Members of the community, they need to take their responsibility, especially adults in the family, take their responsibility and accountability for the safety of their family members and their property seriously.
So far, the National Fire Authority has recorded 25 house fire incidences compared to 30 last year. Shireen Latta, FBC News.
The Prime Minister has stated that winning the elections will be a bonus, considering the tremendous work the military has done so far for the country. Bainimarama revealed this was part of his conversation with Australia's Foreign Minister Julie Bishop during their historical meeting last Friday. He was speaking at his farewell church service at the Sukanaivalu barracks in Lambasa today. Eleanor Turangaivu reports.
Elections was on top of the agenda at the meeting between Prime Minister Bainimarama and Australian Foreign Minister Julie Bishop.
We were talking about elections and I told her, if I win the elections, it will be a bonus. The military has done a huge job in changing people's views to see clearly the dark times Fiji lived in before. We now have a new constitution, a good constitution, a constitution that allows us, who are being paid, to work extra hard to give and provide service to those Fijians to rely on us.
The military commander also revealed Fijian soldiers are now providing security services to civilian observers in Sinai.
Since there is now unrest in Sinai due to the violence in Egypt, Fijian troops have been asked to provide escort for civilian observers, mainly the AO from Colombia and the AO from America. When they were told to get escorts from another battalion, they just wanted the Fiji military to take them.
Bainimarama says the Fiji military has been highly praised by the United Nations for helping keep the peace in war-torn countries, especially in the Golan Heights.
Our military has been highly praised on Fiji's participation in peacekeeping in the Golan Heights and how we put our hands up to take on the challenge of serving there when other countries don't want to take part. They can't forget that one small nation has given its best to help other countries.
And with only a couple of weeks left before he steps down, the military commander also told his soldiers the path the military is heading now will not change despite the change in leadership.
When I say there will be no change in the government leadership. I will still be the Prime Minister until the elections. The path the military is taking will not change as well. My trust is on the senior officers here that they will lead the military in the direction we've been going since 2000.
Bainimarama is expected to step down on the 28th of this month and will announce his new political movement in early March. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
The Pacific Islands Forum Contact Group has called for more breathing space and full engagement of political parties in the electoral process. The group, however, has noted significant progress in the area since their last visit in April last year.
That's something we've heard on previous visits as well.
The Ministerial Contact Group say political parties should have the ability to meet freely and campaign openly in the lead-up to the elections.
We've encouraged Fiji to ensure that it adopts laws and practices that encourage freedom of speech, freedom of the media, freedom of association, freedom of assembly. These are the fundamental values of a democracy, and we feel sure that Fiji would want to embrace these freedoms as underpinning the return to democratic rule in this country.
There's been, since our last visit, an improvement in that environment, and those improvements need to be continued in our view.
The Ministerial Action Group has described their encounters with the political parties, trade unions and the government as positive, and it might just be the last time the group will visit Fiji again before elections.
We'll just wait and see as we get a little bit closer to the time, but if things work out, we would certainly hope this is our last formal visit here. We may well be able to do the next stage, which is to report back after the elections based on the observer missions that are here. That would be our preference. We do talk to our Australian.
On the possibility of Fiji rejoining the forum, the ministerial group has this to say.
We've made it very clear that we're not asking for Fiji to seek membership or to plead for membership. There is a process by which we report to the leaders and they make a decision. It's as simple as that.
We are constantly in discussion with the Secretary-General and others, but of course we want to see the outcome of the election. We were pleased by the assurances from the various ministers that we met with about the progress being made.
The Ministerial Contact Group returned home last night after 2 days of talks. Mikalonga, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, work starts on 4-lane road from Nassori Airport to town.
Nambula FM rake taletaki.
Golnga elambasa Mbula FM number 2 na serre.
Ndu taleta kana borong en Mbula FM number 2 na serre su.
Kau buat tu geraki au rebot juga ni stima au ndu taleta kana borong en Mbula.
Kalau bina Fiji Mbula FM number 2 esenga toka.
Mbula bina era roga Mbula FM number 2 tikonga.
Mbula FM number 2 na serre.
Welcome back. You're with FBC News. Work has started on the construction of a 4-lane road from Nassori Airport to the roundabout near Nassori town. Mika Longa reports the $50 million project is being undertaken by China Railway No. 5 Engineering Company based in Suva.
This is where the construction of the 4-lane road will begin.
This is the plan of this project. It's about 15 million. And the marriage is 3.16 kilometer. start from the roundabout from Nursery Town to the airport entrance.
The company plans to purchase machinery locally and will employ up to 40 locals for the 1-year duration of the contract.
As you see, this will be our camping site for the Shua S1 road upgrading project. This project is under a mobilization project, so it's going to take about 3 weeks to prepare everything, and so should be start the project within 1 month's time.
Having done road works before in Kandavu and Namosau in Ba, the China Railway No. 5 Engineering Group is glad to have been given the opportunity to display its skills yet again here.
This is the first road upgrading project which taking use of the new technique from overseas.
Generally, the material of the pavement will be recycling with the new material of the foam bitumen.
I think they'll come up with a good something good, because what I think is they do not waste resources.
China Railway No. 5 has assured the travelling public of very little disruption during construction, saying its traffic management plan is in accordance with the standards set by the Fiji Roads Authority.
We will do half road close, put the signboard and the coins. The traffic manager will be on the site 24 hours.
We do promise to the people of Fiji we will deliver projects with the best quality and the fast progress to the people of Fiji.
We are happy with that. We want to be a road very good for us and for the public, and we want to develop to the Fiji will be very nice.
Once completed, the 4-lane road is expected to smoothen the flow of traffic and also speed up the traffic flow between the airport and the capital. Mikalonga, FBC News.
The people of Kandavu can expect more development work in the agriculture and fisheries sector soon. Agriculture Minister Colonel Inia Seruiratu says Kandavu has a huge potential and has indicated the government is willing to invest more on the island. Epeli Tukuwasa reports.
The country's third largest island plays a huge role in the nation's economy.
Kandavu is a huge contributor to GDP. Yangon alone is almost $30 million every year, and that is one of the reasons why government is seriously looking at the infrastructure in Kandavu now.
A lot of investment is required on the island, not only in agriculture, but in other areas as well.
We're looking at replacement of this reforestation, not only with the plantations, but we're looking at native species as well. Sandalwood is one, which is very attractive and has got a huge market, and we are looking at bringing in sandalwood as well, so that the people can start planting.
The government has also noted that deep sea fishing is one of the suitable means of earning money for the villagers.
We are doing a lot in fisheries as well, and they have been taught skills on deep sea fishing, and hopefully this will give them additional income.
Kandavu's significant contribution to Fiji's economy will attract more interest and investment, which will in turn augur well for the island and its development. Epeli Tukuwasa, FBC News.
The stories of Fijian soldiers who participated in the Malayan emergency in the early 1950s will finally be captured and stored through a documentary titled Back to Batu Pahat. The documentary will feature in-depth interviews about the participation of Fijian troops in the Malayan village Batu Pahat. During the 4 years of Fijian involvement, that is, from 1952 to 1956, some 1,600 Fijian troops served there. 25 paid the ultimate sacrifice, losing their lives in combat. Fiji and Malaysia have signed a memorandum of understanding for the production of the documentary. It will explore the role Fijian troops played during the Malayan emergency and the type of activities they conducted during the emergency, both in and off the field of battle.
Today FM is #1 here in Singapore.
We like Today FM in Lambasa. It rocks!
My favorite station in Nandi is Today FM.
Listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks in Sabah.
Loto kasi they love today's kid music.
I love Today FM because they play all my songs.
We love Today FM at Vuniva Lambasa. Yeah, it rocks!
I love Today FM because it rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Welcome to FBC Sports. The 2014 Bailey's Fiji Coral Coast Sevens has found its first overseas qualifier. Rangatawa won the Middlesex Sevens in New Zealand yesterday, getting its ticket to play in Singatoka. The side is coached by a former New Zealand Sevens international and is sure to add thrust to the tournament. Indra Singh with more.
Matua Parkinson was a terror in his playing days for the New Zealand Sevens team, and now he'll be coaching his side to Fiji.
They are all looking forward to the opportunity now to go back and fundraise for the trip to the Bailey's Fiji Coral Coast Sevens in November, and the Fitness First Central Coast Sevens in October, by the way, but also knowing the strength of the game in Fiji, particularly at the grassroots level, that they will be in for a tough time if they do get there.
Laced with a number of good players, this side will sure try and break a jinx that has gripped the New Zealand clubs in the Coral Coast Sevens.
They could be a contender for making the cup round in Fiji, which of course is something that no New Zealand team has ever done. And I think they know the history of the tournament, both the Middlesex Sevens and the Coral Coast Sevens, and they want to put that right if they can get there later in the year.
Well, the preparations for the Sevens tournament are well underway, with organisers confident of a step up this year.
Oh, everyone's talking about the Bailey's Fiji Coral Coast Sevens. They know that it is the champion of champions for the Pacific Rim, and it's only going to get stronger, and the competition is only going to get tougher. And I think perhaps that's what's happening in Australia with Yamavia finding that it's not as easy as perhaps it once was. That's on the back of it being in the Olympic Games and different clubs, provinces, states and countries putting a lot more resource into it, which is great for the sport. Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do to get the Coral Coast Sevens up to the standard it was again last year.
So with the first overseas club confirmed, they have just over 9 months to get into shape. For sure, they will add spice to the tournament, but it will not be easy at home of Sevens rugby. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
In the lone Fiji Sun Skipper Tuna National Football League match played today, Suva beat Nandrunga 1-0 at the ANZ Stadium in the capital. Played in front of a small crowd, Suva managed its goal through its star striker Samuel Andrunru late in the first half. The win sees the Whites extend its lead on the points table and is now on 15 points after 5 matches. Rain and showers were the order of the day today. All centres had some showers with clouds in the morning, and by the afternoon there was rain and thunderstorms. Looking at the temperature chart, Savasavu, Lambasa, Ba, Lotoka and Nadi all recorded 32 degrees. Only Suva recorded 31 degrees, the lowest for the day. Expect the same weather tomorrow, cloud and rain in the morning and showers with thunderstorms by the afternoon. And the outlook for Tuesday, rain and thunderstorms easing. Our main stories again, another life lost in a fire. Prime Minister says winning the elections will be a bonus. And Ministerial Contact Group calls for political parties' inclusion in electoral process. On to our poll question now. Should health checks be made mandatory for PSV drivers? Visit the FBC website to answer. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizens@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. Or if you're on Twitter, you can follow and tweet us your stories at FBC News or simply #FBC News. That's it from me. I'll be back on Saturday. Until then, have a safe and productive week.
Gold FM is #1 here in Singatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lotoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nen.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about Batu Cola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.